Hi, this is Dan from Paracord. I've had some requests to make a round braid necklace. I had a video, or I have a video on YouTube that shows one of the heat shrink methods I used to dress up the ends. So what I'm going to do is actually just show you how I make the bracelet or the necklace using the breakaway connectors that we have here. I start out again with two colors of paracord. Here I have red and black, and then one of the strands, and depending on how long you want the necklace or the bracelet, that's how long you make it. I don't have very much here, probably about 1.5 feet or so, but this is just for demonstration purposes. But one of those pieces, what you'll need to do is make two separate strands and then cut those in half. Okay, now with the ends, as you can see, we have the 7 strands that's on the inside of paracord sticking out. One thing you can do is you can either clip those off, or one thing that I do is I just pull the opposite end and have them to where they're, you know, a little bit pulled through, so that I have a little bit thinner end here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lighter and I'm going to light the ends, and what I want to do is I'm going to make a point so that I can stick it in the hole for the breakaway connector. So just going to melt away. And try not to burn yourself. I've done it plenty of times. Alright, now take either end, it doesn't matter, and you're going to stick these two ends inside here, and you want to do the best you can and get that to a nice point so that you can get them in there, because they don't make the hole very large. And you don't want to make the hole much bigger, because it's a little difficult to get these things to stay in there if it's much bigger. Alright, so I got it in there, and then you can use your forceps to go down in there and pull it out. So I have it pulled out, and then the next thing I do, just so that doesn't come back out, is I melt it some more, and then kind of just make like a little bulb, little melted bulb at the end, and then that usually keeps it from popping out. And let it dry a little bit before you pull it through, because the melted part will just pop right on through. Alright, so now it's in there. Alright, and once it fully dries, and hardens up, it's going to be in there pretty good. Alright, next, now the second strand that you have, you're just going to leave that one side, so it's just one strand. Alright, and then what you're going to do is, okay, you're going to separate these two, and then you're going to fold this one in half and push this up in between those two like that. Alright, so you're pretty much just crisscrossing them at the breakaway connector. Alright, and hopefully you can see this. Alright, and hopefully my dog stops barking soon. Alright, so then you're going to take and you're going to crisscross your first color over. Alright, you're going to crisscross that over. Now, one thing I like to do is I like to keep the right in front. Alright, so always keep the right side in front. Alright, and then the front, okay, here's the front, this one, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to cross that over to the right. Alright, so I did the same thing. Alright, and then you're going to go back and forth. So again, right side in front. Okay, front to the right. Okay, so then I'm just pretty much crisscrossing them back and forth. Right to the front, front to the right. Right to the front, front to the right. And the whole time you're keeping it nice and tight. And it's making your neat little round braid. So you're just overlapping them over each other. Right to the front, front to the right. And if you end up switching it, you'll be able to tell it'll look a little bit different. So you keep going as long as you want to make the necklace, bracelet, lanyard, whatever you're making. Alright, now once you get to a stopping point, you want to take, alright, so you got these two pieces lapped over or crisscrossed right here, and you want to hold those nice and tight. Alright, so you can fold them down onto here and just hold them nice and tight out of the way. Alright, now I got these two pieces hanging off here. You're going to cut these pretty short, okay, because these are going to be melted, and that's going to be pretty much the end. So, and here, I mean, this is going to take a little bit of judging what, how long you need to cut it, and then this is a point where you're definitely going to get your finger burned, but if you want to make it good, you're going to have to do it. Alright, so we got these two short pieces here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt them, and then as soon as I think they're good and melted, I'm going to push them together and hold them. So you want to quickly, after you're melting them, quickly lick your fingers so the damage is minimal. Alright, so here we go. And push it down to where it's melted. It's pretty hot. Alright, and then you can even stick a little more lighter on it, a little more fire, and push it down, smooth it out real good so that it's gonna be connected forever. Alright, get a closer look at that. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, so now you got your other two ends that you have loose. Alright, and so one thing that's good about using the black is it almost hides the melted part, so that's pretty good. But when you have lighter colors. Alright, so now you can kind of stretch this out and make it look good. I think it looks pretty good. Alright, so you got these two pieces left over. Now these are the two sides that are going to go in this other the other side of the breakaway. Again, you want to get rid of these loose ends you got here. Slide it down as much as you can. Clip it off. So it's hard to cut these things off. Alright, they're clipped off. Alright, so now I got some gutted ends. And I'm going to melt these. You can melt one at a time. And then I'm going to end up making them little points so that I can stick them in there. Let's attempt to get these in here. Alright, there's one. Now this one got a little frayed. Melt it. Again, you're going to get, if you do this a lot, like I do, you're going to get a lot of calluses and blisters on top of blisters. Alright, let's see if I can get it in here. I might have to make it a little more pointy, but it may be going. Alright, so I got it in there finally. Alright, and so then I pull those two through there as far as I can, because you're going to have a little slack there. Whenever you cut these off. Alright. Then what you want to do is you want to cut these off, but again, you can't cut them right at the end because you got to melt them. If you can think of a way to where you don't have to melt them, that might help. You could possibly knot them. But I haven't really found a way, and then that's one reason why I use the heat shrink. I haven't really found a way to where once you melt it or knot it or whatever, that you don't have to pull it out a little bit and then you'll have that. I want to find a way where it is snug all the way up against there, and you don't have all this sticking out or anything. So let's see here, I'll try and get it as close as I can where I don't melt the plastic, because this isn't real hard plastic. Alright, here we go. Alright, so I got a nice little bulb on the end there, and it won't come through. So there's what I have. That's what I've been trying to fix, but the rest of it, you kind of get the idea. And then you can put it together. It's pretty tight.